Unmuted. Hello everyone and welcome to the Alfreton Town official live watch along here at the Impact Arena. I'm here with Vaughan Creer, with myself, Matty Cotterill. You know who we are. You know the gist. We're a little bit late. It's been a bit of a rush. The connection has been letting us down, but we've got it up and going. We're underway. The game has started. It is still 0-0. So we've not missed anything major. Marine did have a good chance in the kind of opening minute or so. But other than that, it's been pretty kind of end to end. We're just going to kind of pick up from where we are. We've got it on. Liam will send you the link in a sec. He's just putting it on now.
Yeah.
It's literally just started. So right. So yeah, that's about where we are. That's been our afternoon. We've got it working. We are just going to pick it up from here. As Adam Lund has a throw-in in the Marine half.
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a hasty start, but we are here. The big news coming out of the Impact just ahead of kick-off: a new signing, a new recruit in Cosmos Matwassa from Hereford. Been at the level for a few years now. 3 seasons at Brackley. The right-sided winger on the bench tonight. Will we see him get on? We'll have to wait and see. But I'll let you take us through Adam Lund's long throw.
As he prepares to launch this one into the area. Hangs it up nicely towards the head of Max Hunt, who looks to head it on. It finds its way to Waldo on the edge of the area after number 8, Harvey Gregson, headed it out for the visitors. But there was a foul from Max Hunt raising his arms, I believe.
We are probably going to hear some... there we go. Yeah, we have got the Marine management team directly in front of us, so you may overhear them. They're currently calling for the referee to give a booking out to Liam Waldock for kicking the ball away just after that free kick was awarded. But they've not had any luck.
Yeah, kick sent long from Matty Corrinan straight out for a throw-in on Nathan Newell's side.
Do you want to rerun people through the teams?
Yes, that's a good point. I was just thinking that as this
Let's go for it.
Popped up on my screen. But yeah, we'll run through the teams quickly. So for Alfreton tonight, there's been 2 changes from the defeat to Spennymoor on Saturday afternoon, with one George Willis being the first of those changes coming back into the team following a suspension. Number 2, Josh Claxton. 3, Max Hunt, and the captain tonight, 6, Dwayne Wiley, leaned in the 2 centre halves, with Nathan Newell complete in the back 4. The usual midfield 3 of 4, Adam Lund, 10, Liam Waldock, and 8, George Cantrell. Through the middle is 9, Jake Day, and on either wings is 22, Billy Fuster. And the final change from Saturday's game, 14, Jed Abbey, coming in from Lewis Salmon, who drops to the bench, with Adam Anson, Harry Perrott, David Moyo, and the new signing, Cosmos Matawassa.
Yes, and for our visitors today, Marine obviously down in the drop zone at the moment, but they've started the better side, well, had the better chance in the very early stages. It must have been about 30 seconds, and they flashed a ball across the face of goal, and it looked for all the world that the number 11, Callum Murphy, was going to stick it in the back of the net, but, well, I think he gave a corner, so it will have either been a block or a save from George Willis. We were faffing about with the technology just as that happened, but...
Nothing's easy.
Nothing's easy here. No, we like to make it difficult for us. But the lineup for the visitors tonight: in goal, number 1, Matty Corran; number 4, Lee Whelan; number 6, James Butler; number 8, Harvey Gregson; number 10, Owen Robinson; number 11, Callum Murphy; number 19, Callum Agrius; number 21, Josh Wardle; 22, Joe Mattock; 23, James Brown; 25, Charlie Doyle. And then on the bench for the visitors, number 7, Adam Thomas; number 14, Brad Holmes; number 15, Enoch Luciama; number 17, Tom Atchison; and number 20, Finn Sinclair-Smith.
Well, they're the teams tonight. We're going to dive right in and continue from where we are. We've only missed maybe 10 minutes or so, not even that, before we got the stream on. So it's not too detrimental, but we know everyone's very eager to hear the commentary for our first matchup with Marine in 20 years.
Absolutely. Since
2004. So don't worry, we're here now. We're going to bring the commentary. And hopefully we shouldn't have any more technical difficulties as Marine send the ball flying down the line and straight out for a throw-in. Once again down Newell's side. Lund's going to make his way over to launch this down the line and get Alfreton out with danger. He sends it far and towards Jake Day, who is brought down, but a free kick isn't given against him. He actually gives away a free kick, putting his foot into where the ball was when he was on his knees and tripping over the number, I think it's 23, James Brown, who wins the free kick.
Yeah, another chance for Marine to get the ball into the Alfreton box early on this evening. The side in the drop zone. Are unbeaten in their last 3, though, with 2 draws and a win.
Certainly started bright here today as well.
Yeah, so they may be on the up.
Oh, he await the ball into the box. Every Alfreton man back by Billy Fuster, who's stood in front of the free kick to try and put off the taker, who floats the ball up. It's a bit far away, but it's headed back in towards the box by Callum Murphy, but Jed Abbey gets there and he sends it long. It's intercepted by the Marine back line, and it's played out to the man on the left, Owen Robinson, who looks to loop it down the middle, but Max Hunt wins it. The bit of argy-bargy with Murphy, but the referee's not going to have a word, and he's just going to let Marine have this throw-in in front of the away dugout. It's Mattock on the throw-in. Plays the throw-in short, back to Whelan, who plays the ball in. Neat play from Marine down the left-hand side. It's intercepted by Hunt, though, as they look to go into the box towards Gregson, and it's hooked away, but Marine controlling the ball in the early stages. It's won back by Billy Fuster, though, and Jake Day latches onto it. A fantastic sliding tackle by Whelan. Marine have a chance to attack down the right-hand side now. Adam Lund goes lunging in and wins the ball. Cantrell clears the loose one off a Marine player, and it's out for a throw-in.
They're certainly not playing like a side that are in the drop zone at the moment, are they?
No, definitely not.
Had a few good passages of possession, and then just now on this left-hand side, a few triangles in possession. Obviously, didn't come to anything in the end. Max Hunt stepping in to intervene, but some positive signs for the away side so far tonight. Alfreton haven't been able to get going just yet.
Well, it's a free kick win there. I think it's Max Hunt who's brought the man down in the centre of the park. Murphy again, who has been really involved. Jack says good luck from a Worthing fan.
Thank you very much, Jack. We apologise for last year's FA Cup first round match.
Once again, Marine having every single Alfreton player back by Billy Fuster. Jed Abbey comes kind of out of the back line and towards the free man in the middle. Whelan once again standing over this free kick, a right-footed outswinger. It's looped up and it's won initially, and it's going to fall all the way through. It's kept in actually by Agius, who goes to the edge. It's hooked in again. It's touched towards the byline by Mattock. The original header was actually won by the centre-half, James Butler, who got up really well, headed it towards the byline, and it was just kept in by Callum Agius. Recycled the play and give Marine another chance to put the ball into the area, but nothing came from it, but definitely a dangerous set piece nevertheless.
Yeah, it looked for a moment after that initial header that it was going to drop into the 6-yard area, but thankfully the spin took it away from George Willis rather than towards him, and then obviously Marine had to work hard to keep it in play and then try and rework the angle, which they weren't able to do, out for a goal kick.
And Marine winning their header from the George Willis free kick, but it falls to Newell, who hooks it up towards Jake Day, who looks to flick it on. Jed Abbey knocks it round the corner to Joshua Claxton, who knocks it back inside for Abbey. Waldock picks it up, man on his back. He goes all the way to Lund. Abbey on the right-hand side. He cuts inside of his man. He looks to play the ball in between the half space to Liam Waldock. Lays it back off to Claxton. Crosses it in low. Cleared away. Lund on the edge. Wins the first one. Looks to poke it through. Intercepted, and a Marine man goes down in the area, and the referee awards them a free kick, to the dismay of the Alfreton fans behind the goal, who let the referee know their thoughts.
Yeah, Jed Abbey didn't think that one was a foul, that's for sure. Did look a little bit soft from up here. I think it was a case of Adam Lund's obviously stepped in on the edge of the box. He does well to win that first ball and then just pokes it through, tries to make something of it afterwards, and then both the men contest it. Referee judges that Jed Abbey's been too harsh on the Marine man, gave them the free kick.
Yeah, but the free kick is knocked all the way through straight to George Willis. There's absolutely no problem coming to the edge of his area to collect that, as he gives the players in red chance to get up the pitch for his kick out of his hands. Pipes it towards Billy Fuster on the right-hand side, who loses out on the header to James Brown, but it comes off the back of Billy Fuster, and the throw-in is ordered Marines away. They're going to look to throw this one straight down the line, out of danger, out of their half. And Dwayne Wiley will win the initial. Headed by Whelan and knocked out by, I want to say, Newell for a Marine throw-in. Once again, Whelan gets the throw-in short and hooks it long, headed away by Hunt. Cantrell looking to turn through, but he can't keep control of the ball, and Marine come forward once again with some neat passing around the edge of the area. It's Mattock on the left-hand side now. Marine recycle the play to Whelan on the edge. He looks for the pass into the half space to Akius. Gets the ball onto his left foot. He wants to use his right. He turns back, gives it to Mattock on the edge. He looks to use the outside of his boot to play it back to Akius, but it's blocked by Jed Abbey and out for a Marine throw-in, and it's in what would be a perfect area for Adam Lund. Multiple players in blue looking to try and get on this one short. They want to try and bounce that feet and back. The player wins it too easy. He goes down under the chance for Hunt, looking for the penalty. The referee doesn't give it. Mattock looks to cross it in, and Jed Abbey blocks the cross with what looked like to be his hands. There's a couple of cheers for handball, but the referee's going to award just a corner.
Yeah, it's good defending from Abbey in the end. Blocking that first cross initially to put it out for the throw, and then ensuring that the follow-up didn't come in from the throw-in. But it is out for a corner, which will be a test for the Alfreton back line. Second one that they've had to deal with so far tonight.
Yeah. It's like you say with the Alfreton style of play, if you get that ball into that corridor of uncertainty, you get into the box, it could fall for anyone, and that's why it's so important to block the first cross, and Jed Abbey's done that really well twice there. It's Whelan over the corner, right-footed in-swinger. Murphy looking to crowd Willis. It's headed away by Claxon. Goes to Gregson on the edge. Waldock clears it away. Fuster looks to bring it down, and the shot's cracked from distance by Robinson, but it's blocked. Marine still have it. Robinson plays out wide. Left-footed strike by Mattock, but it goes out for another corner. To bear with us, you can tell I'm trying to still figure out the Marine players' names as they flash the numbers towards me.
Yeah.
We will get there. Usually by about the second half, we're
comfortable.
We're steady ships, yeah, and I don't have to look down every time. Marine have big bodies in the box. Two players crowding George Willis.
Looks like Whelan's the set-piece taker from both sides.
Yeah, right-footed outswinger this time. He looks to clip it to the back post. Butler's up and it's down, Mattock, but it's cleared off the line. Fantastic clearance from George Cantrell, flicked away by Fuster. Now here come Alfreton. Waldock is challenged by Charlie Doyle, and it's out for a throw-in. But a fantastic block from George Cantrell off the line, and what could have been a fantastic start for Marine, as they could have took the lead there, as Willis came to try and collect the original cross. Went back across goal, flashed to Mattock, who took it first time, and he did well to guide it on target in what was kind of a frantic move as the ball came to him, but well dealt with by Cantrell, and the score stays 0-0. Wiley looks to hook it long and headed down by Whelan, but out for a throw-in once again on that far side. Nathan Newell to collect, but I'm sure he'll give it to Adam Lund to launch down the line.
Yeah, it's good last-ditch defending.
I'm going to slide this in here now because I know the keeper's name. It's easy to do the keeper in it, and
there we go.
We got it. There we go. Beautiful. Well, the throw went long and it came out. It's going to be hung up by Claxton. Headed away again. Headed back in by Max Hunt. Jake Day challenges, but it ricochets all the way out to Nathan Newell, who hangs it up. Butler heads it away. Headed back by Lund. Cleared away once again. Out for a throw-in. Adam Lund will have another chance to launch this one down the line. Keep getting nervous out there, bloody laptop's going to fall.
Yeah, I was going to say, it is rocking back and forth at times. But we've not had it collapse off just yet, and hopefully today isn't that day.
Hopefully not, no. I'd cry if my laptop fell. Never risk any of your own stuff, do you?
Mate, you try running a stream on my laptop. We're not making it 10 minutes.
Lundy knocks it up, and Jake Adair heads it into the area, but he knocks a man down in the process, and the referee awards a free kick on the far side. Well, Corrin comes out to the edge of his area to take this kick. Looks it long and down the middle. Wiley's going to get up for that, and he does well. He looks to come forward again. They get onto the loose ball. They're driving forward, but intercepted by Dwayne Wiley. Back to Doyle, who looks to poke it back, but it's touched out by Fuchsia, and another throw-in for Marine. In front of what we'll call the blue stand. the seats on that far side of the ground, actually, I don't know if you know this, they are from the old Manchester City ground.
There we go, bit of trivia.
So the turnstiles as well.
Didn't know that about the turnstiles.
From Main Road.
Wowee.
There's a free kick given on the far side as Alfreton head the ball away. I didn't actually quite see, I was too busy looking at the turnstiles that had been painted red.
And it's going to be another opportunity for Marine for a set piece to stick the ball into the box, give George Willis something to think about. Maybe they're aware that he's had a bit of a spell out the team. They're going to be testing him. It's an unlucky one as well, I think. We were mentioning before the game from Jake Askew, a man that performed so well against Spennymoor in that FA Trophy third round tie.
Yeah, he was fantastic, yeah.
Beaten by an incredible free kick right at the end.
Well, once again, Whelan is going to look to swing this one in from the right-hand side. Swerves away. Butler brings it down and he cracks a right-footed shot, but it's going to trickle through from the deflection all the way into Willis, who collapses on top of the ball. Once again, it's just Marine knocking on the door.
Alfreton really not had much in the opening stages here in the final third. Nothing to write home about so far. Marine have had them troubled.
It's knocked forward from Willis. Jake Day gets up and flicks it on. Headed away. Newell will knock it all the way back to Hunt, who uses his left foot to clip it towards the channel. Jake Day challenges, cooked away by Butler. Wiley wins the ball over Murphy, but it goes straight out for a Marine throw-in. There's a fellow walking in front of us with an AEK Athens hat on.
Do you reckon he's scouting someone?
Struggling for players for the Europa League squad. Throw down the line. Wiley wins the initial header, but it can only head it backwards. Lund will pick up the loose one, and he's fouled in the process as he hooks it away. Oh, Baldy in front of us isn't very happy with that one.
No, he's not at all. Because of that fourth official standing around the halfway line's already had an earful. Got his hat pulled firmly over his ears though, so he's tuning them out.
Willis gonna clip this towards what I'm sure is one of the big lads up there, and it's gonna fall for Fuster. Dick Day flicks it on. Abbey chases it into the box, but it's hooked away by Mattock, and
out for a corner, I think.
Throw in. There's a throw in. You can tell because Adam Lund's going over.
Good work from Abbey again, though. We've seen him defensively contributing so far tonight. And at that end, he's putting the pressure on. And I don't think the Marine player got a shout until the last minute. Just forced to hack it clear.
Abbey comes short and he gives it back to Lund, who's going to look to get a right-footed cross in. It's Dwayne Wiley who holds it down at the front post, gives it back out to Lund, who's going to whip it in first time. Abbey with the acrobatic attempt, but it's loops up high and over the bar and doesn't trouble the Marine goalkeeper. Would have loved to seen a little Jed Abbey overhead kick at the near post there, but I don't think it had quite enough height for him to wrap his foot over the ball and direct it downwards. Could only flick it up.
No, I think he's had to improvise there just to get something on it and turn it. Try and turn it goalwards. Obviously ended up going over the crossbar, but first real opportunity for Alfreton tonight.
Well, Marine looking to get control of the ball in the final third, but Lund is the one who picks up the loose ball and knocks it all the way back to Corrin in the Marine goal. He's going to look to pipe the ball down the right-hand side towards Murphy. It's won by Wiley. But it's, I can't believe it. I cannot believe it. It's gone in the media. Oh, it's gone in the country.
The one time we're not up there, one of the very few times we sat down here in front of the press room.
Quinton's getting his phone out. I can see him.
I'll wait for the text.
That makes me angry. That makes me so angry. I would have, to be fair, it's not what you want. I wanted it to go at a velocity, you know what I mean? Bring it down. There it is. I cannot believe it. Oh,
that was in optimal range as well. That was coming up at the end that we normally stand at too.
I know. Referee awards Worthing a free kick. A high foot on Whelan. Leeds are beating Middlesbrough. That's not good. God, it's all just happening, isn't it?
It all gets worse. Hotspot doesn't work. Ball in the gantry when we're not there. Borough losing. If Marine score from this free kick.
Officially the worst 60 seconds of my life. I won't be buying a lottery ticket this week. Waste of money. Watch, my numbers will come out. Whipped in by Whelan. Butler heads it across. Headed away by Newell. Wiley up against Butler. Butler wins, heads it back in, headed away by Day. Whelan on the halfway point, looks to clip it towards the corner, towards Gregson, who wins the initial header, but it's going to go straight through to Willis. No player in blue there to pick up the scrap. Willis is going to wait till someone closes him down to pick up the ball. My phone's going off again, but I know it's not an equaliser or a goal score correction. It's going to be who scored it.
Yeah, or Quentin. Just rubbing it in.
Oh, Willis waving his centre-backs forward as he kicks out with his hands. He doesn't actually catch it that sweetly, and it spins up, but I was going to say it could have worked out in their favour, and it has as Claxton knocks it towards the corner. Jed Abbey up against Mattock, who you can't quite get in front of him, but he does get something on the ball and knocks it out for a goal kick. Really hard to see in that corner.
Yeah, a little blind spot for us. But no, Jed Abbey's done his utmost there to try and make something of that. Mattock's just held him off though.
Corrin sends that goal kick along once again towards Murphy, who loses out to Hunt. Jake Day looks to bring it down, and he knocks down Doyle, and the referee awards a free kick. Jake Day is going to be called over by the referee. I don't think he's going to reach into his pocket. He's just going to let him know he's on his last warning.
It's the second time. Third time, actually. The member of the Marine coaching staff has used that gag.
God. Hung up by Whelan, headed away by Wiley, but he can only get it towards Gregson, who hangs it back up. Jake Day heads it out. Doyle going to pressure Fuster, and Fuster hangs the ball up in his own area, and Hunt's forced to head it away. Gregson, for Marine, now on the edge of the area, looks to knock it back. Jed Abbey looking to step in on Doyle. Jake Day is the one who actually makes the tackle in the end, and Marine recycle the ball to the halfway point. It's Brown who knocks the ball across to Butler. Down the right-hand side, Marine once again, they'll come knocking. Doyle looks to flick it in, headed away by Nathan Newell. Brown now down the right. Pokes the ball wide, and it's won by Fuster. Look to knock in Jed Abbey in behind. He'll put the challenge in on Robinson, but it'll fall to Claxton. A little 1-2 between Abbey and Claxton. Claxton's not got quite the legs to get on the end of the ball, and it'll trickle out for a Marine throw-in and a rather disappointing end to the move.
It looked like Alfreton might have gotten away there on that counter-attack.
He's got a Brentford jacket on, but like an old Brentford jacket with the old badge, like when we beat them in the playoffs.
Guys, Jake Day is not available. Get your hands off of him.
Every scout's here.
Yeah, I know.
The counter scout, Pam. Claxton hooks the ball with his right foot down the line towards Jake Day, headed away by Butler. At the second time of asking Whelan, Doyle looks to get it up again, and it's a bit of a sandwich challenge by Newell and Cantrell on Robinson, but the referee's not going to look to penalise them as the ball trickles all the way to Lund, who's kind of slotted in at centre half. He knocks it long, headed away by Butler once again, who's having quite the battle with Jake Day. Max Hunt is going to hang it up towards the right-hand side. Fuster looks to bring it down under the pressure of Brown, and Brown gets his foot in, knocks it out for an Alfreton throw-in in prime-time Adam Lund position.
Yeah, we've seen Adam Lund go short a couple of times this evening already from the throws.
We know I don't like that.
Nothing come of him just yet. He's taken a very advanced run up. He's gone straight through the ad board.
He's nearly in the toilet. Well, it's hung up, and it looked like it was going to go out, and it's hung up in the air. Jake Day's there, but it's a foul on the goalkeeper. I think Jed Abbey's got a handful of the goalkeeper's shirt.
Billy Heath doesn't seem to think so.
Referee getting his ears chewed off on both sides tonight. Fourth official is going to have a headache when he gets home. Approximately 10 minutes left of this first half. Marine been the ones that are knocking on the door. Alfreton yet to show the quality they have. Lund looks to put it down the line with his left foot, but can only get it out, and it goes for a Marine throw-in. What a little daisy cutter from the Marine player to get the ball there.
Nice.
It's too good and goes past everyone.
Told him not to move again.
Don't move, mate.
Yeah, Billy Heath laughs at that explanation from the fourth official to him about that previous incident for the foul on the goalkeeper.
Well, here come Marine down the right-hand side. Brown wants to whip it in, but he's forced to go back. Doyle with a low cross away by Lund. Hung up again, Murphy knocks it down. The offside flag goes up against Murphy. Interesting first name is Callan, isn't it?
It is,
Callan Murphy. I won't be calling my kid that.
I'm sure he's gutted.
Oh, what if he called Callan as well?
Bless him. I think it's safe to say after the early opportunities from the away side, there's really not been a whole lot of action in either at either end. Sorry, goalkeepers haven't had to do too much. There's been a couple of set pieces that have had the defences worried for moments, but outside of that, we're yet to see this game open up whatsoever.
Whelan looks to knock it towards Murphy, and he's brought down by Hunt, advantage played. Akias looks for Robinson at the back, knocked away by Newell and out for a throw-in. Sure, the Marine staff are going to have something to say about that after Hunt brought him down like he was a NFL player.
He did. Yeah, I think he's tried to just end the attack, but the fullback stepped in to keep it going.
Well, Hunt escapes without a yellow card.
He does. I think he's lucky.
All of Marine's process. I think he is lucky. Matter with the throw-in now right in front of his own dugout. Marine looking once again to ask the question of Alfreton. It's thrown straight to Dwayne Wiley. It's a poor throw, but it's knocked down the line by Whelan as Wiley couldn't get it under control. Clacky's going to try and see this one out. It's actually really good work by Murphy to get it Akias. Mattock looks to cross it in, and it's going to go straight into the hands of George Willis, following a deflection. Jed Abbey been asked to get up and down this right-hand side do a lot of defensive work in this first half.
Yeah, it's typical of a Billy Heath winger. You're going to be going up and down as long as you're on that pitch.
Knocked forward by Willis. Jake Day challenges, he manages to flick it on, but it's cleared away. Lund wins the second. Fuster, Newell looks to hook it down the line. Butler looks to bring it down. He could have let it run all the way out for a goal kick, but he's going to bring it down, hook it into midfield. Gregson knocked forward by Doyle, knocked away by Hunt, knocked up by Doyle once again, headed away by Hunt, knocked back down. Claxton's going to pick that up over Akias. Knocked down the line by Mattock, headed away by Lund towards Abbey and out for a Marine throw-in. Mattock to take, he's going to take it quickly down the line towards Murphy, headed away by Hunt. Abbey up against Mattock, can't quite win, booted long by Dwayne Wiley. Fuster looks to get up against Butler, Butler wins. It's towards Robinson, who can't get it under control, cleared by Nathan Newell. Brown looks to send it down the line, but there's no one running that channel, and it's going to run straight out for a George Willis goal kick. Well, 5 minutes left of the first half. Still 0-0 here at the Impact Arena. Nothing too big to write home about, apart from that big Marine chance in the first 2 minutes or so.
And the ball going into the gantry.
Don't want to talk about it, mate.
No, I think it's been a case of both sides knowing that they want to get a win today. I think for Marine this would be a huge result, keep their run going of 3 unbeaten games, and for Alfreton just looking to get back to winning ways after that defeat in the FA Trophy. That draw away at Scunthorpe, which was a good performance, but when you're not winning, you're not winning. And this is a good opportunity for both sides to get a win tonight.
Right down the line. Jake Day looks to challenge, but he knocks down Doyle in the process. The referee gives a free kick against Jake Day. Marine trying to point out that it's 9 again, referee. They want him to go into his book, but it looks like they're not going to entertain it.
I know, I don't think he's far away from a caution though, but I do think those sorts of fouls, if he's given away a couple of them, you can kind of afford to do that more so than if you'd given away a couple of sort of late challenges. It's very
Yeah,
he's contesting the ball.
Yeah, they're not bad fouls. He's contesting the ball.
Yeah, no malice in them.
Well, it's knocked across pitch by Corrin. Wiley heads the ball, but he can only get it backwards and out for a throw-in. Ball, Corrin seeking Robinson out on the right-hand side. It's not all often you see a number 10 play on the right wing.
No, it's not. And it's like things are going to stay 0-0 here unless we are to see a late twist at the end of this first 45.
Thrown into Murphy, who looks to turn away from Wiley, but he goes down. Doesn't even appeal for a foul. He's just gone down, and Wiley picks it up, looks to clear it left-footed down the line, but it's blocked and out for a throw-in, and Lund's going to make his way over to the corner to get Alfreton out of this position. It's one of them where Marine aren't even going to try and box the Reds in. They're just going to reset and get back down the line because of how far he can throw it. Jake Day looks to flick it on, but Doyle's going to pick up. He looks for Murphy down the line, and Murphy's a bit of a rash. He does his best, and he gets Hunt to take a touch on it and knock it out for a corner. Two minutes left of the first.
We'll be seeing the board sooner or later for added time.
Whelan once again right-footed out swinger on that far side. Still 0-0 here at the Impact Arena. Whelan replaces the ball. Because I think the referee had a word with a couple of players having a little scuffle. He hangs it up towards Butler at the back post, but too many Marine players with hands on, and the referee gives a free kick.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. I think Marine have tried to sort of confuse the Alfreton defence there. They had a man run from the goal line back away from the goal, and two of the Marine players have run into each other. And outside of that incident, two players in a tussle went down, and the referee blew up immediately for a Reds free kick.
Knocked on by Willis, headed on by Day. Gregson in the middle looking to get away from Lund. He loops the ball over the top towards Murphy, and it's going to go straight out for an Alfreton throw-in inside their own half. Deep inside their own half as well.
No problem for Lundy though.
No, I think even from this position he's round about just in front of the edge of his 18-yard box. I reckon he still gets it into the Marine half, and you can tell they agree by the fact that they've all gone so deep. He actually goes short to Willis, who can pipe it long towards Jed Abbey. Brown wins the header. Hunt's going to hang up the second ball over the top. Jake Day looks to bring it down against Brown. He can't, but Billy Fuster will pick up the scraps. He's up one-on-one against Brown now. He goes back as Robinson comes to help. Swings it in by, swung in by Newell towards Claxton at the back. It's headed away, but Claxton is going to pick up the loose ball once again. He tries to knock it back inside with his left foot, but it's blocked by Akiesen. It's going to be a chance for Adam Lund to throw this one into the box as the stoppage time board goes up. 1 minute to be played here at the Impact Arena. Still 0-0 as Adam Lund is about to launch a long throw into the box deep into the Marine half. It's up towards Hunt. Headed it up and over the bar. Alfreton won a corner, but the referee points to a goal kick.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the last act of this first half. Alfreton with a late chance to go into the break with the lead, but Hunt heads over.
A while since we've seen a goal from a long throw into the box, but whenever we say that, we tend to get one. I think the last one was a game we missed at Oxford City.
We're cashing it in here then, do you reckon?
I hope so. Corrin looks to go along towards Robinson. Newell flicks it back for Hunt, who nearly puts the ball in the gantry again as the referee blows his whistle for the end of the first half. 0-0 here at the Impact Arena. Once again, we'll apologise for the delayed start to the live stream. I was having an absolute battle with technology. You'd think I'd be good at it with my age, but I've not quite got it to grasp with it yet.
No.
But don't worry, you didn't miss much, just the one kind of half chance in the first 2 minutes, which was a fantastic challenge by Hunt to prevent. I should probably say the ball flashed across. It was brought down by, I believe, Butler, who marauded all the way forward, and a fantastic sliding challenge by Hunt put the end to any danger there. The shot didn't make its way through to Willis, but that's the most of note we have here in this first half.
Yeah, it's not been a vintage display so far, but I think it's just a case of both sides knowing how vital a win could be tonight. And are we going to see somebody break the deadlock in the second half?
Well, I certainly hope we see an Alfreton goal in the second half, but we'll take our scheduled 15-minute break for half-time, and we'll see you out here for the second half of action here at the Impact Arena. Thank you everyone for tuning into the first half despite the delayed start. We apologise once again, and we'll see you for the second half. Hello everybody and welcome back for the second half of the Alfreton Town official live watch along here at the Impact Arena. We are ready, we're gunned, we're prepared to bring you the second half of action here as Adam Anson has entered the fray for Alfreton Town for Dwayne Wiley, who's come off. We're unsure if that's a tactical switch or an injury, but Wiley was struggling on Saturday with an injury. He was hobbling just before half time. Maybe he's taken another knock, maybe not. We don't know what the case is there, but nevertheless, Adam Anson is on for the second half here.
Yeah, I think it possibly is a knock. There was a little moment in the first half where he came out of a challenge and he just kind of did that little thing where he hopped a little bit, didn't want to put any weight on his leg.
Impact injury.
And yeah, I imagine that's what it is, just a case of safeguarding him probably. So George Cantrell takes the armband for this second half. And we're about to get underway.
Jeddah V2 take kick off here for the second half.
Anson taking that position on the left of the defensive two.
Abbey gets us back underway. Hunt is going to do the traditional diagonal kick off towards Jake Day. Butler heads away. Hooked away one more time by Doyle. Hunt heads it back up. Cantrell up against Doyle. Cantrell looking to come away with it. A strong challenge between Whelan and Doyle. Here comes Akius. Gets the ball out to Whelan under the pressure from Lund. Knocked down the line by Marine. Cleared away by Claxton. Jake Day with an acrobatic touch. Can't get it under control. And Butler's going to send it towards Murphy through the middle. Hunt's going to hook it straight out and out for a Marine throw-in as I unfold my little team sheet. Just get that there.
Get it in.
There we go.
Yeah.
It's nice. Well, thrown in by Marine. Murphy picks up the ball as a couple hands go off. I'm not sure what they're appealing for, but Murphy's touch goes straight out for a throw-in to Alfreton, right deep inside their own half. Claxton launches the ball down the line towards Jake Day, headed down. Jake Day looks to knock it in. Butler now. Left foot hangs the ball up into the air towards Murphy. He brings it down with substitute Anson on his back. He holds the ball up in the corner. He looks to get the ball back to Akius, but it's knocked out by Anson for a throw-in taken quickly, headed away by Anson. Waldock wins the next header, and it's a high fuss from a Marine player. As Alfreton are awarded a free kick on the edge of their own area, which I'm sure George Willis will wander out to take. Once again, the stalemate continues into the second half.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to be... wait and see. Sorry, I was waiting to see who was coming out to warm up. If Billy Heath is going to make an attacking change, obviously forced into that one at half-time by the looks of things. But we're seeing Salmon and Matwassa out to warm up already.
Yeah, worth mentioning that Matwassa might be the world's smallest man. As Fuster bombs on down the left-hand side, he throws a step over in and looks to cross the ball in on his left foot, but it's blocked by Brown and out for an Alfreton corner.
Yeah, great work from Fuster. Just making his way down that left-hand side, he picked the ball up, knew he had men on the inside. I think he just tried to, even if he didn't get his head up before he put the cross in, but I think he knew there was the chance of winning the corner, and that's what he's got.
Well, Billy Fuster now over this corner, right-footed in-swinger from our near side. It looks to clip it towards the back post. Waldock's up there and it crashes off the bar. Jake Day on the rebound and it's 1-0 to Alfreton. What a fantastic lead by Liam Waldock for the initial header. It comes crashing off the crossbar, but Jake Day picks up the bits and smashes it past Matty Corrin in the Marine goal, and that's 1-0.
Yeah, poacher's instinct from Jake Day to get onto the end of that one. He reacted fastest, got there and put it into the back of the net. Alfreton Town, a long-awaited goal. It feels like it's been a while since we've been able to celebrate one of those, and Jake Day's got it. Alfreton Town leading at the Impact. Are they on their way to make their way back into the playoffs with this result tonight?
Yeah, fantastic instincts from Jake Day to pick up that loose ball. A good clean strike as well into the ground. Bounces up and past the goalkeeper. Nothing he could have done about it, but it's a great delivery initially from Billy Fuster, and the header from Liam Waldock. He gets up so well. Unlucky not to score the first one, but yeah, that's 1-0. Fantastic work from Alfreton, and they just feel the momentum change in this second half after a strong first half from Marine. Hooked away by Mattock on the left-hand side from Marine under the restart. And it comes straight back to him and out for a throw-in. Alfreton fans beginning to get into fine voice following Jake Day's goal. Mattock now on the far side, ready to take a throw-in. He looks to go down the line. It's knocked away by by Adam Lund. Jed Abbey knocks it forward. Headed away. Gregson picks it up in the middle. Looks to knock it down the channel, but it's intercepted by Newell, who's going to send it forward again towards Jake Day, who can't quite bring the ball down, and it runs all the way through to Corrin in the Marine goal. Takes his time wandering to the edge of his box before he sends this one up towards Murphy. She does. It's Murphy against Anson and Hunt wins it. Butler heads it straight back, and Lund gets over Gregson. Doyle wins the next one. Fuster picks up the loose ball and knocks it over the top. No one chasing, and Corrin will wander out of his goal to pick this one up. The referee briefly pauses play for Gregson, who's down following the challenge of Lund, holding the back of his head. He won't get any treatment. He gets that back up and carries on, and will continue from the goalkeeper. Corrin as multiple Marine men make their way over to the touchline to get some fluid into the body. The referee with the ball now is going to drop it back to Matty Corrin. We're back underway after that short break for the head injury of Gregson. Corrin rolls the ball out to his feet as he comes out of his box. Marine players pushing deep into the Alfreton half. Jake Day's going to close him down. It's clipped forward by Corrin. Murphy and Hunt challenge as Hunt comes out the victor. It's brought down by Wardle on the halfway line for Marine. He plays a 1-2 with Doyle as he wanders into the Alfreton half. He looks for a left-footed pass right through the channel towards Akius, but it's going to go all the way through to George Willis, who picks the ball up. So take a light jog towards the edge of his area. Sends it long down the middle, looking for the header. Jake Day, who wins the header. He flicks it on. It's a bit of a fumble in the area as Wardle and Corrin seem to have a bit of miscommunication, as Wardle kind of just ducked in the area. Corrin fumbled the initial catch but dropped on top of the second one before anyone could capitalise, as Wardle once again is going to look for Murphy down the left-hand channel. Hunt after it knocks it back to his goalkeeper George Willis, who sends the ball long and down the right-hand channel now as Jake Day looks to challenge Wardle. Looks to flick it back to Butler, but he can't, and it's going to trickle all the way down the line and out for an Alfreton throw-in. Marine not happy with that decision.
No, certainly doesn't sound like it. But yeah, they're going to have a mountain to climb now, the side in the drop zone. Find themselves behind Alfreton with the lead and a chance to potentially double it here as Adam Lund moves the advertisement hoarding out the way just to get a bit of an extra run up.
Yeah, big bodies in the box for Alfreton as Lund hangs this one up towards Max Hunt. It bounces in the area and it's flicked towards goal by Fuster. The referee blows his whistle though for a foul in the crowd of bodies. Imagine there was just one too many, either holding or pulling in that crowd. Not the first time the refs give one of them tonight either.
I think Jake Day's actually going to be quite thankful that the referee blew up there, because the ball dropped to him right inside the 6-yard box with nobody around him, and he poked it over the crossbar.
So again, goes long by Corrin, headed down by Lund, out for a Marine throw-in. We see the new signing, Cosmos Maswata for Alfreton, heading back to the dugout. We'll be hoping to come on, make his debut, make an impact tonight. A successful career with Brackley, over 100 appearances for the fellow National League North side. Obviously joined from Hereford earlier today. Thrown down the line by Brown, and it's cleared away by multiple Alfreton men who kind of initial away by Claxton and then away by Lund. Marine going to come forward now through the right-hand side from Gregson. Looks down the line towards Murphy, headed away by Anson and hooked out for a throw-in by Nathan Newell. Brown now with a chance to take a throw-in inside the Alfreton half. Right in front of the home dugout. Looking for an option, but Alfreton tracking the men well as he eventually looks to throw it down the line, and it's going to be cleared away by Anson. Wardle heads it forward, knocked inside by Brown. Lund heads it away. Wardle once again knocks it back. Headed away by Anson. Robinson, Murphy. Foul given against Murphy as he lunges in on Adam Lund, who gets a free kick. Adam Lund obviously sent off on Saturday in the FA Trophy against Spennymoor, but it takes a week for these things to register in the National League North, so he's available tonight, but he won't be available on Saturday afternoon against Kings Lynn. Obviously away from home, a 3-0 win against Kings Lynn earlier on in the season, as Marine make their first change of the night. We get, I don't know if you hear that on the tannoy, but it's number 19, Callum Akias, coming off for the number 7, Adam Thomas.
Yeah, it looks to be a like for like, I'd imagine, in that wide area.
Straight on the win. Akias, who was very bright in the first half, a couple of neat passes on the edges of the area with the man through the middle, Murphy. But Marine feel the need to inject something new into this game as Cantrell knocks it back for Jerabi, but it's a challenge by Doyle, who hooks it away towards Brown. Mattock on the left, who can only knock it out for a throw-in. Now Adam Lund's going to have a chance to launch this into the area once again, and he prefers to take him on that far side because he can move the advertising boards for a bit of an extra run-up. Obviously on this near side where the dugouts are, it's just brick wall. Well, he launches it in, hangs it up towards Hunt, but it's headed away. Cantrell's going to pick up the loose ball, and he knocks it back out to Adam Lund, who's trying to get round Doyle, but his touch is a bit heavy. He's actually going to get there and keep it in, and he nearly gets past the pair of Doyle and Robinson, but Robinson will pick it up and knocks it to Doyle, who looks to go down the line, but it's intercepted by Nathan Newell. Goes all the way back to Josh Claxton inside the Alfreton half, who's going to turn and almost play a sideways pass to his goalkeeper, who's far out of his area, who looks for Fuster down the left-hand side. Marine picking the ball up on the halfway line. It's the substitute Thomas, back to Brown. Here's Butler, plays the pass into midfield towards Doyle, who uses his right foot to try and knock it through the channel. A deflection makes its way to Thomas, and it's cleared away by Anson, brought down by Butler. Brown, back to Butler. Marine just playing it around deep inside their own half. Wardle now looks to knock the ball out into a wide area on his left foot towards Robinson, but Claxton was right on his back. Robinson couldn't spin into the space, and the ball will go all the way out for a throw-in that Claxton will take. "15 minutes into the second half, Alfreton lead 1-0 through that strike from Jake Day, picked up after a fantastic header from Liam Waldock, came crashing off the bar. Looks away by Cantrell, and out for a throw-in for Marine. Inside their own half once again, it's thrown into the Alfreton half by Mattock. A couple of headers between Hunt, Cantrell and Waldock, and it's all the way back on the Marine back line, who hang it up again. It's headed away, comes forward, Jake Day flicks it on, and Butler's going to knock that one all the way back, but it's Adam Lund who's down now, holding his head. Could see Ollie called into action here, and he is. He comes to administer some treatment for Adam Lund. He'll have to go off for the next phase of play while for receiving treatment on the pitch.
Yeah, fingers crossed it's nothing serious. Adam Lund, a player that we know the importance of in this Alfreton side. We are again seeing Salmon and Matsuasa sent out to warm up. We've just seen Perrott sent out just before that as well. But Adam Lund it seems to happen a few times every other week. Adam Lund will go down with a head injury, but every single time you just know that's because he's putting his head in where it hurts. So regardless of if he comes off or not, he will have to have a spell off the pitch and be waved back on by the referee.
Yeah, I don't envision him coming off, but if there was ever a time for him to get injured, it's when you've got a suspension coming up. He's still down, but he's helped to his feet by Ollie, the Alfreton physio, and he's going to make the long journey across the pitch to go off.
Yeah, you'd imagine that he's going to come back on.
Clapped by the Alfreton fans behind the goal. It's going to be a drop ball for Marine deep inside their own half. I'm sure Lundy's not going to stay off for too long. He's going to want to get back into the action as quickly as he possibly can.
And he's straight back into it.
Yeah, referee waves him straight back on. Wardle plays it across to Butler. He's around the halfway point now. He plays it out wide to Brown inside the Alfreton half, who goes back to Butler, who knocks it down the channel towards Murphy. He can't quite get the ball under control, and it's out for a throw-in right in front of the home dugout. Lundy's going to make his way straight over to get back into the action and throw this one down the line towards Jake Day, who's positioned himself right in front of the laptop so we can't see it. He's throwing it long. Headed on by Jake Day. Fuster is going to pick up the loose ball. He knocks it across to Jed Abbey on the right-hand side. He's got options. Fuster, who continued his run, gets there, knocks it to the overlapping Claxton. It's intercepted by Robinson. Got the ball in his own corner, plays it out to Matic, who looks down the line, but it's going to trickle all the way out for a throw-in. Nothing there, really good work with the initial flick on from Jake Day, picked up by Fuster. Jed Abbey respotting the run. He had Fuster in front of him and Claxton overlapping to the right. Give it to Fuster. Claxton continued his run. The option was there. Didn't quite come off, but a good phase of play from Alfreton.
Interesting to note from the historians, we're seeing two men left back for Alfreton as opposed to the regular one.
Waldock looks to hold the ball up. It's a great touch by Jake Day as he travels into the box and looks to get his shot away. Just stops himself though because the flag goes up and the whistle went.
Yeah, he doesn't want to get booked for kicking the ball away.
He's already been warned by the referee.
I was going to say, yeah, I think if he had the shot there, wouldn't be surprised if the yellow card was dished out for the number 9.
Corran through the middle. It's a fantastic leap by Murphy. He heads it on, but only to Liam Waldock, who drops the ball back to Newell. Newell waits until Thomas gets there to send it, and the block, and it goes all the way back to Willis, who has to touch it back into his own box under pressure. Surprised Billy's not in Newell's ear there for not playing that quicker.
Yeah, you'd be expecting that normally.
Butler does well to get in front of Jake Day, wins the header, but he only knocks it down to Cantrell. Lund to Claxton, to Jed Abbey down, who's out on the right-hand side. Knocked it in to Lund, who looks to go down the channel once again. Knocked away by Marine, but Abbey picks up the loose ball. Flicked on by Jake Day. Liam Waldock looks to bring it down. It comes back to Jake Day, who'll strike first time, but he can't quite catch it sweetly. And it just goes wide and out for a goal kick for Marine. We saw him hit one of them against Notts County in the FA Cup within about the first 30 seconds, and he hit that really well. Actually messaged the club account asking if he could have the video so he could find out what he could do better. Clearly he hasn't studied that video because that one was a bit miscued.
Slightly, yeah. I mean, I admire the ambition.
I think the shot was definitely on. He had the space and time, and the referee gives a free kick on Anson at the same time. Dana said he'd like 2. Well, anyone would like a goal from there in the catalogue, wouldn't they, on the volley first time? got to set himself though, didn't he, against County? A little chest down and then the volley on
I was
his
going to
left
say,
foot.
yeah.
That was dropping first time, about, 20 yards out the air, and he looked to strike it first time.
I think we'd still be talking, we'd still be celebrating now though if that had gone in.
Yeah, if that had gone in, I think we'd have been out of our seats. I've done a lap up to the gantry and back. Willis looks to clip it down to Fuster. Fantastic chest control by Fuster down on the left-hand side. He knocks it back to Newell, who hangs the ball up with a spinning cross, flicked on by Jay, away by Wardle. Hunt's still up there. Fuster's down holding his arm, but he's going to get himself sat up. The referee's not going to stop the game. It's not a head injury, and Fuster gets back up holding his shoulder. Probably just impact, feeling a bit dead as the challenge came in after he played the ball back to Newell.
We are seeing the board lit up.
For another change, yeah.
Will that be for Billy Fuster? Time will tell.
Yeah, I can't see anyone kitted up, so
No.
we can't give any insight on who that might be until they get themselves stood up. I think it looks like it's going to be from the Marine bench once again.
Yeah, because Salmon, Watwasser and Perrott all still down there warming up. Nobody been called back to the Alfreton bench just yet, so I think you are right. It is going to be a Marine sub.
Yeah, he's getting kitted up in front of us. He won't show us the number though, so we don't know who it is. It looks like it's going to be Robinson to come off. Another change out in the wide area for Marine. Going to inject some, fresh legs and pace into the channels. Butler. Thomas goes up against Newell. It falls to Waldock following the challenge. Fuster looks to get away from Brown, but he puts his foot on the ball. Brown wins it. Marine knock it forward. Anson's going to go all the way back to Willis, who hooks out with his weak left foot, but it's a fantastic kick up to the halfway line. The ball's going to now come down to Newell, who gets away from his man. It's Gregson who's gone down under the challenge. It's knocked over the top by Newell, but it's a little bit heavy, and it's going to make its way through to Corrin as he takes his time to give Gregson a chance to get back into the middle of the park.
We're seeing Enoch Luciama ready to be the second sub for the away side. Just receiving some instructions from his manager.
Murphy almost kind of lashes out at Hunt, not fully, but a little bit of frustration creeping in, and we say that's the worst thing you can do against Alfreton, as the substitution is going to be made. Enoch Luciama comes on for Robinson.
Number 10, Robinson, replaced by 15, Enoch Luciana.
Yeah, you don't want to show any signs of frustration against Alfreton, and that's when you can become susceptible to conceding 2 or 3. We saw that's how Kidderminster sunk that 1-0 loss earlier on in the season as they grew frustrated. They got dragged into it. Brown looks to go inside to Thomas, flicked around the corner by Gregson, into the box. Murphy charging down on Willis, who gets there first and collapses on top of the ball. Still see all of the Alfreton substitutions out on the line. No change yet for Billy Heath in the second half, other than the change at half time for Anson. I think he'll be pretty happy with how the second half's going so far, though. They've regained a bit of control and got a goal heading towards 3 points, but it's not over yet. Can they hang on in the latter stages of this game? Well, here comes the substitution. Luciana knocks it back to Whelan for the visitors. Luciana picks it up again, who's playing more centrally inside, plays the ball out to Matter. Looks to go over the top and into the channel, but Lundy's there, and he is challenged by Thomas, who's all the way over on the left side now.
Yeah, you mentioned the lack of subs from Billy Heath since half-time, and I think you're right. It probably is just the fact that he doesn't want to disrupt the momentum. Alfreton do have that crucial lead, and I wouldn't imagine that he'd want to do anything to disrupt that.
Claxton throws it down the line. Brief comment from the Marine manager about how many yards he's stolen as he runs up the line. Probably
that
about
a lot.
5 or 10.
He's quite open about it as well, isn't he?
Well, they all are, yeah. I think when we played it against Biggleswade. We sat down here, didn't we?
We did.
Because of the weather that night. It was torrential rain. And the manager said, do you do that every week? To Adam Lund. And Adam Lund said, what? He said, steal 10 or 15 yards on a throw. And he said, oh yeah, do it on every single one.
And then interestingly, about a week after that, he got told to stop moving forward from his throw-ins, but since that week, nobody's been that bothered.
Yeah, well, a throw down the line from Claxton there, flicked out by a Marine defender, I think it was Wardle, and it's a chance from a corner again. Fuster is going to take it, an outswinger from the far side. Waldock was the unlikely winner of the last set piece from the opposite side. I'm sure he wouldn't mind getting up for another header here and having another attempt. It's hung up towards Cantrell this time. It's a fantastic leap by Murphy. Waldock looks to play it in. Luciama looks to flick it around for Murphy. It's a poor touch, but the referee pulls it back for a free kick, and I think it was as well. The challenge that came in from Waldock was late and pretty much levelled his man. It's a free kick right on the edge of the box. A couple of the Alfreton subs all making their way back to the bench. Billy Heath's having a conversation with one of them, maybe Harry Perrott, who's just sat back down. Ball comes long, headed away by Anson. Fuster picks it up. Newell. Laid it back to Wardle. It's actually, if I'm correct, I think Cosmos Matwata is stood up and he's starting to get kitted up. We'll see the new man tonight.
Possibly, yeah.
Here comes Butler. Knocks the ball down the line, and Anson's going to just shepherd that ball out. Callum Murphy, who has thrown himself to the ground time and time again whenever he's got a man on his back trying to win a foul. He's not going to get one, and he stays down holding his face. We
are going to see an Alfreton change,
I think
by the way, because Ollie's just handed a note to the fourth. And the physio called on for Marine as well. Yeah.
She's not very fast. Ollie has her on toast for pace.
I think it is just worth noting in that passage of play leading up to that, ball running through to George Willis, Adam London, the substitute for Marine. Lucy Armour did have a bit of a scuffle off the ball. The two ended up on the floor, but the referee didn't spot it. Play continued and the pair got back to their feet. Business as usual. And I think it is going to be a chance for Cosmos Matwasa to make his debut.
Yeah, well, it's a chance for him to make a big impact off the bench.
I'd imagine that he's probably going to replace one of Fuster or Abbey just to get some fresh legs on the flank.
Yeah, I'd probably lean towards Fuster more than Abbey, but it's not. It's Jed Abbey who's going to come off. I just thought with Fuster holding his shoulder from time to time, but it's going to be Jed Abbey who comes off, who's had a fantastic game, especially in the first half. He did what was asked of him, and it's now time for Matt Wasser to come on and make his impact, make his mark on this team. Look at him stood next to Jake Day. He's so teeny tiny.
Yeah, I think diminutive is the term, but he's quite small, isn't he?
Yeah, well, if you're good enough, you're big enough.
As they say. Yeah, I don't think Willis is going to be aiming for him from this drop kick.
Willis will shouts it for Jake to move across a couple of yards. Jake has to run back to where he initially was. I'm sure that's wasn't what Willis had planning. As Butler wins the header, sent away. Lund looks to send it forward. Fuster looking to re-challenge. It's a fantastic turn by Whelan in his own half to get a bit of space, and Jake Day is going to chase Wardle down onto the left-hand side. He's giving him a tough time, and his pass is wayward and out for a throw-in. He says little and large. It's littler and larger, more like.
It's great work from Jake Day, though. Just to put off the Marine man, force it out for a throw. Kept with him the press the whole way through. Didn't want to pass him on. Just kept on his back the whole time.
Well, Jake Day can't quite get the header over Mattock, but Claxton picks up the loose ball. Brown now On the right side. It's
Great
a
work.
fantastic sliding challenge from Billy Fuster to knock it out for a throw, and great defensive work from the winger. Brown, Doyle, back to Brown, feet and back from the throw-in. Gives it all the way back to Wardle. Butler, just playing it between the centre halves. Butler still on the ball, goes back to his goalkeeper. Fuster steps up and Corran's forced to kick it long first time. Murphy just jumps into Adam Lund and he's going to find his way into the book. And
Yeah.
I mean, you can see he took a glance at Lund before he went up and he turned his back and he just jumped into him, wrapped his arm around his head. I'm sure Lund's going to feel that one. You can see the dismay on his face.
Yeah, it's about as obvious as a booking you're going to get. Throwing himself into Adam Lund as opposed to the ball.
Adam Lund's questioning the fourth official. Oh, fourth official told them there. You see that little counting jobby?
Yeah. Oh, referee's going to get the card out for the Marine manager as well.
Could talk his way into some bother here.
I think the fourth official just politely reminding the management staff that only two are meant to stand at one time. He clearly had too many. And he disagreed, which has led to a yellow card for the man in the dugout.
Well, Willis all the way up, nearly on the halfway point. Kind of edge of the D in his own half to take this free kick. He's going to look to go across towards one of the big lads, Max Hunt. Flicks on and it's hooked away by Wardle. It looked like Matt Wassau was going to latch onto the end of that as he was sprinting in behind, but Wardle was there to deal with the danger. Chance for Adam Lund to throw this in. Matt Wassau stood right on the 6-yard box. I don't think he's going to be winning any headers. He comes short from it though. He looks to turn with his touch. He nearly gets away and he can't quite win anything. It's out for a goal kick, but a bright turn. You know, we usually see that kind of feet and back from the throw-ins. He looks to turn. Doesn't quite come off, but clearly attempting to make an impact. Corran goes short to Brown and Alfreton step up and Butler, it bobbles up. Ooh. And he's lucky to get away with it. Lund knocks it down the line. Fuster's touch, looks to knock it inside. Whelan intercepts. Brown, Doyle, Thomas. Knocked away by Anson. Thomas on the second one. Luciana, the target. We can't quite win it again. Thomas, Luciana, Whelan. Out to Murphy on the left-hand side. He's got a bit of space. He looks to cut in onto his left foot. Matt Swatter is back with Hunt, and between them they win the ball. Hunt hooks it long into the Marine half and out for a throw-in.
I think it's his first taste of life as a winger under Billy Heath. He had to absolutely steam back to help out Max Hunt in that defensive phase, and he did so.
He did so well. Cantrell looks to flick this throw-in away, and it's back to Mattock. Thomas, back to Mattock again, who's coming down the left-hand side. He plays it into Murphy, who puts it across goal, and Gregson was there, and I'm not quite sure how he's not hit the target.
Well, I mean, he slid in right on the edge of the box, and I think it's the case that the fact that he was sliding, if he was stood up, if that ball had come to him maybe half a yard closer to his strong foot, he's finding the back of the net there every day of the week. But it was just too far ahead. He's had to stretch that little bit, and that's put him off balance, and he's put the ball wide. A let-off for Alfreton.
Fantastic ball by Murphy, and Gregson someone lucky to not turn that in at the far post, but to Alfreton's joy, just trickles wide of George Willis's left-hand post, and the score stays 1-0 to Alfreton in the last stages of this game as Marine ready their final substitution for the evening. Be the number 14, Brad Holmes.
Brad Holmes getting himself ready. Stood next to the fourth official now. The ref is going to allow the sub, along with... It's a double change, actually.
Well, yeah, Sinclair Smith. Finn Sinclair Smith makes his way out as well. He's small, not quite as small as Matt Lasser, but small nevertheless.
Substitution for Marine, number 11, Callum Murphy, replaced by 14.
Well, I wouldn't have done that.
Mm.
That's a full change for the front three now as Callum Murphy comes off and on comes number 14, Brad Holmes, and see.
Number 8, Harvey Gregson, replaced by number 20, Finn Sinclair Smith.
Yeah, well, the number 2 went up there.
Yeah, I think he's got that wrong.
Well, there isn't a 2 on the pitch. It's
No.
Harvey Gregson, who just missed that golden opportunity for Marine, as Finn Sinclair Smith comes on. I think that's more of an attacking-minded change, as he almost goes and stands up front immediately, whereas Gregson was playing in almost a box-to-box kind of role. Mattock throws the ball down the line. It's actually a header. It was won by Matt Wasser. I need to stop this gimmick. Waldock knocks the ball long. Butler's going to have a chance to bring it down. His touch heavy, and Jake Day's going to win there, and he has a chance to go down the right-hand side. He's galloping, nearly falling over with every step he takes, and the ball eventually runs out for a Marine throw-in.
Well, you can't knock the determination. His momentum was taking him head over heels there with every step he took. But he managed to keep it in for much longer than it looked like he was going to be able to. David Moyo, though, preparing to come on for Alfreton.
It's a cynical foul by Cantrell to stop the Marine counter-attack. I don't think he's going to book George Cantrell, but...
Number 9, Jake Day, replaced by 20, David Moyo.
Well, Jake Gallop was his last influence on the game as he subbed off David Moyo. But once again, the difference maker, the goal scorer.
Yeah, hopefully going to be the pivotal point in this game. Yeah, but David Moyo introduced, I think, just to keep those pressing moves that Jake Day's done so well this evening, but naturally will be a little bit tired now.
Yeah, well, it's in towards the substitute Holmes. He can't quite keep hold of it as Anson wins it and sends it far and clear away. Tina disappointed at the substitution of Jake Day. Sorry, he's been serenaded by the fans. He's been applauded for his contribution tonight. I'm sure he'll be happy with that.
He's run his socks off once again.
Individual serenade.
He does. He's conducting them, mate.
He's conducting them. Yeah, he's clapping with them. He's loving that. He's signing autographs, kissing babies,
and stealing the goalkeeper's water bottle.
He stole the goalkeeper's water bottle. You've done it again, that Jake Day.
It's his party trick.
Yeah. Well, we should probably mention in the midst of that, there is a free kick for Alfreton over just inside the Marine half as Feaster will look to whip this in. It's hung up there. The keeper comes and collects it rather elegantly, I must say, as he looks to knock it towards home early. Anson wins it. It's brought down by Doyle, who looks to send it down the line as well. It's flicked on by Anson, and it's a chance. It's right across goal, but there's no one there at the back post. I think it was flashed across by the substitute, Finn Sinclair Smith, as he latched onto the end of Anson's kind of header backwards. Comes Wardle. Whelan looks to switch the ball right across, and here's Brown. The substitutes linking up once again. It's Luciana Thomas. Lays it back off to Brown, who's going to just kind of cross into the Alfreton half. Doyle is going to look to drive forward. He looks to play the ball, but there's no one there, and Matt Wasser is going to get there, knock it back to Willis, who can't quite get a strong connection on his kick, and it falls into midfield, but the Marine man can't get it under control, and it's hooked away again. Marine back under control though. Brown into Luciana, who is a fantastic switch to Matic, who can't quite get it under control. Brings it down on his chest. Vincent Claire Smith looking to attack the byline with Claxton on his back. Claxton comes away with it. He's got his hand up asking for a goal kick as he sends the ball long towards David Moyo. It's won by Wardle. Waldock looks for Cantrell, intercepted by Doyle. Matic lays it back to Doyle. Matic again. Marine just knocking the ball back into their own half, keeping possession. Wardle across to Butler, and the ball goes between Moyo's legs as he puts his head into his hands. He could have nicked that. Brown. Once again, Butler, who's got time. Billy screaming at David Moyo to come and press as it's hooked away by Hunt, and Moyo's going to come across to press Wardle. Waldock wins it, and a chance to knock it into the corner for Moyo to chase up against Wardle. Wardle's going to come out comfortable victor. Butler wants the ball short, and he gets it. Looks malnourished, Butler. He gives it back to his goalkeeper, and he's sent long. Hunt. Brown back to Waldock, who looks to lay it back to Willis, and that was a bit of a hand on heart moment as it does make its way through to Willis, despite the Marine players looking to latch onto the end of it. Sent long, and Marine keep control with Whelan inside their own half. He's looking to find an option. He gets it across to Wardle, who's going to have a chance to travel into the Alfreton half. Vincent Claire Smith has dropped deep to pick the ball up and drive at Claxton. He turns and gives it back to Doyle. Butler stepping into the Alfreton half. He's looking for the pass. It's Adam Thomas now who looks to turn out to the right-hand side. It's Brown. Back to Butler. Left foot loop over the top towards Holmes. Thomas challenges and goes down under the breath of Nathan Newell. As Alfreton play out, here's a chance for Billy Fuster to drive forward now with Alfreton on the counter-attack. He runs at Doyle and he gets away from him. It's a left-footed cross low. Butler intercepts, and it's a fantastic touch actually to kill the ball dead. Moyo, Butler, puts the ball across his area to Wardle. Left-footed knock straight down towards Anson, who does enough to get it away, and Claxton picks up the second. Doyle, back up, think Sinclair Smith brings it down. Brown looking to come forward, he plays the ball into the feet of Thomas. Sinclair Smith again, he's got a chance to strike one, and it's headed away by Claxton. Headed away by Cantrell, and out for a throw-in as we're going to see another change from the Alfreton bench as Harrison Perrott is going to make his way into the fray. For Liam Waldock, it's definitely a defensive substitution.
Yeah. Just a man to be introduced, I think. Do what we see him do from the bench so often, just break up the play in the middle of the park. He's so good at that.
Yeah, he's going to bring energy, he's going to bring determination, graft, grit, you name it, he's got it. Well, it's Brown to Doyle, back to Brown, back to Doyle, back to Brown, back to Doyle, back to Brown.
Say it again.
Well, I actually started taking the mick, but they did it again.
They
so
kept
actually,
doing it.
It was actually accurate commentary. Wardle to Butler. Butler still travelling forward, looks to switch it on his right foot. It's flicked on by Cantrell and away by Claxton. It's a chance for David Moyo to get underneath the ball, and he can't quite get it under control as Whelan flicks it up, headed away by Lund. And they're going to go all the way back to Butler. Butler looks to get it out to Brown out on the right-hand side. Looks for Luciana in the channel. It's won by Newell, and he goes down. I think he's bought that, but you feel the contact. He goes down, he gets the free kick, and Alfreton will have a chance to get this clear from deep inside their own half right towards. It's almost like a goal kick all the way out on the near side to the dugout.
Yeah, you see that fairly often. from defenders once there's any pressure from an attacker. As soon as they feel a bit of contact facing their own byline, if they go down 9 times out of 10, the referee's going to be on their side. And I think that's the case there, but got to be smart to win that kind of set piece, and Nathan Yule's done exactly that.
He's going to look to lock it down this right-hand side. Moyo makes his way slightly over to try and get underneath this header. It's not quite got enough distance on it, and Holmes will head it back, headed away by Hunt. Cantrell under the challenge of Whelan. It's flicked on by Sinclair Smith. Luciano looks to bring it down, and Perrott can use the outside of his boot to knock it out for a throw-in. Butler, Brown. I think the stoppage times board's going up. I don't think there's another substitution as Wardle travels forward onto the halfway line for Marine. Looks to hang it up with his left foot, headed away by Anson. It's a poor touch from Doyle as it goes back to Butler. To his rejoice as it looked like Perrott was going to latch onto that. The ball's knocked into the channel towards Whelan. Lund will turn out with it, and he's into his own area, and he hooks it away. Butler knocks it away. Lund was fouled off the ball, but the referee's not spotted it, and they're going to carry on. There's going to be 5 added minutes as the board goes up right now. Butler hangs it up into the air again. Hunt heads it away out to Doyle. Doyle knocks it back to Wardle. On the halfway point again for Marine. Squares the ball across to his centre-back partner, Butler. Hangs it up on his right foot towards the back, headed away by Hunt. Hung up again by Doyle. Cantrell's going to challenge for this one. Wins it over Sinclair Smith. Moyo with his back up against Butler. Knocks it back for Perrott, who's going to knock it all the way up through the channel and through to the Marine goalkeeper. Alfreton just looking to hang on for these final few moments. Wardle. Forward again. Knocks it in low on his left foot. It's a poor ball, and Fuster will let that one go through his legs and out for a throw-in inside the Alfreton half, just in front of the home dugout. Lundy makes his way over to launch this throw down the line. Perrott and Moyo over down the line. Fuster into deep offside position if it comes from a flick on. He makes his way back on side. It's thrown inside. Wardle heads it away. Lund wins the second one. Up towards Fuster, who's up. Brown wins it. Billy not chasing the second one as Doyle heads it back to Wardle. It's turned out. Here's a chance for Marine to come forward. Once again, Whelan on the right foot knocks it across. Headed down, but no one in the area as Butler has gone all the way forward. Heads it down, but no one to chase it. And Willis is going to wait until the very last moment for someone to close him down to pick the ball up. Willis waving people away where he wants them to win this throw-in. Moyo playing off the last man. The 2 wingers either side of him. He looks to head it forward, but Wardle wins it. Hunt wins the seconds. Up towards Matt Lasser, who heads it inside for Moyo, who can't quite get it under control. Wardle comes away with it. Marine again, coming forward. It's out to Brown. Hangs it up on his right, towards Luciama. Brings it down really well on the edge of the area. He's got Anson on his back, Cantrell now. He turns and plays it out to Brown on the right-hand side. Spreads it all the way out to Thomas, who can't quite take a touch, and some idiot's banging the bloody wooden board and nearly sent the laptop flying. And trickled out under his foot and out for a throw-in. Once again in front of the home dugout. Lundy's going to look to throw this one down the line.
Can't be long left now for the Reds to hold on for a valuable 3 points.
Wardle looks to win the header. He does, but he can only knock it out for a throw-in and get a second throw-in, but significantly further up the line and in the Marine half almost. He's getting a talking to from the fourth, probably telling him not to go too far up the line. I'm sure he won't listen.
No.
Thrown towards Moyo, who can't quite win the header. Whelan heads it all the way back to his goalkeeper, who's going to take it into his hands, waves his team forward as he takes it on the swivel out of his hands. Looks to flick it on. Luciama looks to flick it on, but he can't quite get on it. Claxton, Perrott heads on, fantastic header, and he wins the free kick, but he's still down.
Oh,
Ollie
dear.
waved on for what looks like a pretty serious head injury. I mean, he did really, really well to win that header, but he's taken a really large bang in the process.
Yeah, good news is that he has just moved his leg, because for a moment he laid on the ground completely immobile.
Yeah, you can see his legs moving, which means he's not out, but it's a yellow card given to Butler.
Yeah, unsurprisingly. I mean, they've both gone in there knowing that they're going to feel the full force of each other, and I think Perrett's just come off the worst from it, but he's putting his body in there where he knows it's going to hurt.
Oh, I'm sure for this, the referee will have to add on another 2 or 3 minutes.
I'd imagine so, yeah. But Harry Perrett just doing absolutely everything to try and get his side over the line.
Yeah, it's a
in the match this evening.
Fantastic header. It was a header. It was a really good chance to spark a counter attack, but the referee had to pull it back straight away to get Perrett some pretty immediate attention. Pulls it back, gives a free kick, books Butler. 1 minute as Hunt tells his teammates 1 minute, hold on, concentrate, look at it. So he won't be added on another 2 or 3 minutes. There's maybe another minute or so, 30 seconds. As Perrett's got up pretty quickly following what was a very big challenge, and we were, initially very worried about him, but he's jogging off to the side of the pitch. I'm sure he's just kind of a bit dazed.
Yeah, Ollie's gone with him. Gonna have to wait for the ref to wave him back on.
Yeah, pour some water on his luscious long hair. Oh, this is gonna have a chance to knock this across to the pitch. Moyo's right in that far corner, looking to try and win this. He can't win it over Wardle. Claxton can win the seconds though. Whelan heads it forward once again. Perrett back on now, challenging for a header almost immediately. And again. It's headed away. Whelan probably fouled there by Perrett, but the referee doesn't give anything. Butler blocked by Claxton and knocked out for a win. I think it's Cantrell who's picked himself up. His obligatory booking.
Gets his customary booking, yeah, he's just knocked the ball away. Prevent Marine from taking the quick throw. Bit of gamesmanship.
Yeah, just kind of lifted it into the stands, didn't he?
Yeah.
Corrin knocks the ball down the line. Headed away by Hunt. The referee blows his final whistle, and Alfreton will claim all 3 points on a cold Tuesday evening. Jake Day with a goal following a fantastic header from Waldock that came crashing off the bar. Jake Day was the quickest to react, cat-like instincts, to pounce on it and give Alfreton the 1-0 lead, and that was more than enough for Alfreton to take all the points. Gregson had a golden opportunity to equalise for the visitors, but it just didn't go in, and that is it. That's all she wrote. 3 points, 1-0 to Alfreton. A fantastic, fantastic result.
Yeah, it's a battling performance, I think is the word that I'd use to describe it. They had to battle. Marine made it more than difficult for the Reds, a side lower down in the table. We mentioned early on that they weren't playing like a side that were finding themselves in the drop zone, coming to the Impact off the back of 3 games unbeaten. Couldn't manage it today. Alfreton get the better of Marine. Jake Day with the lone goal, and yeah, that's all it took. That little moment from that corner broke the deadlock, proved to be the pivotal moment, and Alfreton get over the line with all 3 points, back to winning ways.
Fantastic. Definitely made to earn every single point tonight. I would say we'll see you Saturday, but we probably won't.
We probably won't, no.
It's one of them. It's a sad one. The university semester's over. We head our separate ways. Vaughan heads back to Essex, and I head back to sunny Redcar in the northeast. So we might not. There might not be a watch along for a while.
No.
Until the new year, when we get back into the swing of things, when we come back up for the rest of our university, and we'll finish out our final season. Because it's all emotional.
God. Stop before I tear up, mate.
But thank you everyone for tuning in once again. We're more than happy to read the commentary as always. And we will see you the next time we're on here. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you whenever that is. God, it's getting all sentimental.